What if I told you that everything you work for, your home, your investments, even your retirement savings, could vanish overnight? One lawsuit, one mistake, one moment of bad luck, and it's gone. But don't panic, because today we're diving deep into how to build the ultimate asset protection arsenal. And trust me, this is one video that you don't want to miss. I've been the CEO of Asset Protection Planners, the nation's largest asset protection firm for the past 34 years. So stick around, because by the end, you'll know how to bulletproof your wealth, and you'll understand why subscribing to this channel, and more importantly, protecting your assets, might just be the smartest financial decision you'll make all year. Let's talk about why asset protection isn't just important, it's essential. Now picture this. You spent decades building your wealth, you invested wisely, saved diligently, and planned for the future. And then bam, out of nowhere, a lawsuit hits. Maybe it's a frivolous claim, or maybe it's a messy divorce, or creditors coming after you. It doesn't matter, because without proper protection, your assets are an easy target. In fact, did you know that the US is one of the most litigious countries in the entire world? Over 40 million lawsuits are filed every year. That's nearly one lawsuit for every 8 Americans. In fact, 53% of small businesses have been threatened with lawsuits or engaged in some form of legal conflict, which include claims, disputes, and formal lawsuits. Businesses with higher revenue or higher risk industries face an even greater chance of litigation. So ask yourself, are you protected? And what is the cost if you're not? Financial ruin, sleepless nights, and a lifetime of regret. Now you may be thinking, well, I have a trust, I'm safe. And while trusts are a great start, not all trusts are created equal. Domestic trusts, for instance, can be vulnerable to local courts and creditors. I mean, imagine building a sandcastle at low tide. That's like a Nevada trust. It might look sturdy, but it won't withstand the waves. And that's why we go beyond traditional trusts. Enter the offshore asset protection strategies. These aren't just tools, they're like fortresses. So let's start with a crown jewel, the Cook Islands Trust. In fact, my firm has set up more Cook Islands trusts than anyone in the world. So why the Cook Islands Trust? Because they offer unparalleled protection. And here's what makes them unbeatable. Legal environment. The Cook Islands has some of the strongest asset protection laws in the world. Creditors can't just waltz in and access your assets. In fact, in the 34 years I've been doing this, we've never had a client lose money from a Cook Islands Trust that we've established. Now, first, Cook Islands Trusts provide asset protection right away. Second, they've got a 2-year statute of limitations on fraudulent conveyance. That means if a creditor doesn't act fast, I mean really fast, they're out of luck, because the courts won't even hear the case challenging your transfer of assets into the trust. In that case, they'll probably lose anyway. Now, here's a story where a high net worth individual avoided a devastating loss thanks to a Cook Islands Trust. One client of ours, let's call him John, was staring down a $5 million lawsuit. So thanks to his Cook Islands Trust, not only did he keep his assets, but the case was dropped when the creditors realized they didn't have a leg to stand on. But we don't stop there. A true arsenal is multi-layered. Offshore LLCs add another layer of protection. That is, we put an offshore LLC inside of the Cook Islands Trust, and then we put the bank account in the LLC. And this arrangement gives you operational control as the manager of the LLC while you're shielding your assets. Now, if you need our law firm to step in to protect you, we can easily do so. But what about real estate? We use equity stripping mortgages. It's like removing the bait from the trap. Nobody's coming after what isn't there. And let's not forget about Swiss bank accounts. They're not just for spy movies. They offer real protection and safety when housed inside of a Cook Islands Trust. Don't believe what you've seen in the media. The things you've seen in the media are where the people had their money in a bank account that also had corresponding branches in the U.S. So U.S. courts had jurisdiction over the bank because they pressured the local branch to cough up the information over in Switzerland. And that's the reason why when we use Swiss bank accounts, we use Swiss banks that don't have corresponding branches in the U.S. And we also house that account within the Cook Islands Trust structure. So when U.S. courts say, give me the money, our international law firm trustee can say, no, not going to. You don't have jurisdiction down here in the Cook Islands. You can't tell us what to do. we're bound to protect our clients' money. Okay, now let me tell you a fascinating story. A client named Linda and Sam, name changed, of course, for privacy. They had a thriving business, but were blindsided by an unexpected lawsuit from a disgruntled former partner. And this wasn't just a legal battle, it was really a personal vendetta. And because Linda and Sam had set up a multi-layered strategy involving a Cook Islands Trust and an offshore LLC, their assets were completely shielded. Linda later told us, it wasn't just about protecting my wealth, it was about keeping our peace of mind. Now here's a staggering fact. Over 75% of high net worth individuals face some form of legal challenges in their lifetime. That's why the question isn't if, but when. So what can you do right now to start protecting your assets? First of all, diversify your strategy. Think of asset protection like a financial immune system that inoculates you from lawsuits. The more layers you have, the stronger it is. Second, don't wait for trouble to find you. Be proactive, and this can save you from a lifetime of reactive damage control. What I mean by that is we have some clients saying, well, I want to think about it, I want to talk to such and such. And it's usually not somebody who's an asset protection expert. And the reason is because they're not quite sure how the strategy works and they want to get a comfort level. And that's the reason why using the largest asset protection company in the country can give you peace of mind, because you know you're dealing with a company that's treated people right for, what, in my case, 34 years. And while some of those people are out there scratching their heads, remember, lawsuits don't wait for them to scratch their heads. Lawsuits attack when they're unexpected many times, and that's a reason why to be proactive and set up the asset protection plan before you need it instead of waiting until it's too late. And let's be real, if you're spending your hard-earned weekends Googling how to protect my assets while sipping on lukewarm coffee, it's time to bring in the pros. Because while you might be a whiz at managing your investments, asset protection that truly survives an aggressive court challenge is a job for experienced professionals. That's why the attorneys on our team who specialize in asset protection are so skilled in this arena. So how do you get started? First, assess your needs. Take a hard look at your asset portfolio. Are you a business owner? Do you own real estate? I mean, what's your exposure? Next, choose the right tools. Not every strategy works for everybody. That's why working with a professional is crucial. Our team has set up thousands of asset protection plans, and let me tell you, experience matters. So our clients feel real comfort when we say, okay, we had another client in your same situation, and here's what we did, here's what worked. I mean, experience pays, so we know what works and what doesn't. You wouldn't let your cousin's friend who once watched an episode of Suits handle your legal affairs, would you? Finally, take action, because the best time to protect your assets was yesterday. The second best time is right now, today. So here's the thing about asset protection. It's not just about you. It's about your family, your legacy. It's about your peace of mind. Imagine knowing that no matter what happens, your children's future is secure, and that's the power of a well-executed plan. So here's a story of a family who avoided financial ruin thanks to a multi-layered asset protection strategy. We had a client, a physician, who was sued after a minor complication in surgery. And thanks to his offshore trust and LLC, his wealth remained untouched. And he told us later, that plan didn't just save my finances, it saved my family's future. Let's take a look at another real-world example. A tech entrepreneur, we'll call him Steve. He used a combination of Swiss bank accounts and real estate equity stripping to protect his assets. And we used a Cook Islands Trust, of course, and this is during a bitter intellectual property dispute. While his competitors were busy battling at it in court, I mean, this big company was attacking all of its competitors, Steve's assets were untouchable, allowing him to focus on innovation and growth. In fact, if you've ever been in a lawsuit, you know how taxing it can be, how it saps your energy and distracts you from focusing on your business and building wealth. So what's your next move? Are you going to wait until the storm hits? Or are you going to build your fortress now? Asset protection isn't just a luxury. Nowadays, it's a necessity. And with tools like the Cook Islands Trust, offshore LLC, Swiss bank accounts, and equity stripping for real estate, you have everything that you need to stay one step ahead of the people who are trying to attack you. So if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and if you're ready to take the next step, visit us at assetprotectionplanners.com or give us a call and speak to one of our attorneys or consultants. Let's protect what's yours, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.